These aren't your Hall of Famers. Some aren't even household names, but make no mistake, these guys were dominant. From the most athletic playmakers to the scariest defenders you'll ever see, you can't sleep on this group of NFL legends. Strap in for episode 5 of The Greatest Forgotten Players.
First and 10 now from the 35-yard line, and here is Shockey again. And Shockey showing some great moves, staying inbounds. And how about that? For a forearm. Wow.
Talk about making a name for yourself. Jeremy Shockey's career started with a bang in the 2002 Hall of Fame game. He was one of 5 first-round Miami Hurricane draft picks, but was the only one to earn first-team All-Pro his rookie season.
See if you can guess what I am now. Shockey. How about that? Jeremy Shockey all the way down inside the 15. Lowered his shoulder and just flattened Mike Peterson. Blitz. Flipped up for Shockey. He fought for it. Touchdown, rookie.
Shockey's 2002 campaign was one of 4 Pro Bowl seasons for the Giants legend. He led the league in catches and yards among tight ends that season. Shockey would later earn a ring on that 07 Giants team, and during his 6 seasons in the Big Apple, Tony Gonzalez was the only tight end in the league with more receptions. Shockey took his talents to New Orleans in free agency in 2008, where he continued to be a force.
Going to drop 8 into coverage, you can't allow those seams.
Drew Brees will pick you apart. He's going for the back of the end zone. Shockey is back there. He hung on. Touchdown.
The wily vet won his second Lombardi in 2009, a game in which he did play this time around.
In the second quarter, second and goal. This time they got the catch and the touchdown. Jeremy Shockey has a Super Bowl catch and a score, and the Saints have the lead.
Over his 10-year career, Shockey recorded over 6,000 receiving yards. Karl Pickens had the swagger of a modern-day receiver, and there wasn't much he couldn't do on the field.
3rd and 9, the enemy in a lone setback, and here we go again. Pickens down the sidelines, makes the catch, penalty flag down, he scored.
You got to get it downfield, long ball thrown downfield, Pickens looks back at it. Pickens gets it! He's in open field, inside the 40, and he's out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
For the end zone. Touchdown!
Pickens had the it factor from the start. The 1992 Offensive Rookie of the Year made a name for himself doing things like this.
And Pickens takes it at the 6-yard line and makes a move. Gets outside to the 15. Now coming back across the field. There's a lot of room on this side. This could be a spectacular return. There are no flags on the field. Pickens with one man to beat. And he hesitates a little bit and blows on by Tim Hawk. And you've got a spectacular touchdown return.
But he quickly graduated from his special team assignments to a starting receiver role, and boy did he flourish. Between 1994 and 96, Pickens racked up 40 receiving touchdowns, the most in the league over that span. His 17 in 1995 were tied for the league lead and good enough to make his first Pro Bowl.
5.5 to carry. Long ball downfield. What a catch by Karl Pickens for a touchdown.
Blitz is coming. Blake takes a shot deep. Hands a man. Touchdown.
Pickens was the first player in Bengals history with 100 catches in a season back in '96. He returned to the Pro Bowl that year, where he again led the Bengals to a top 10 offense. Pickens' 63 career receiving touchdowns are the 3rd most in franchise history. Strong safety Tim McDonald was a takeaway machine with the Cardinals and Niners.
Gets it off, intercepted by McDonald.
McDonald's 40 picks were the 8th most in the NFL between 1988 and 1999. His nose for the football guided him to a share of the league lead in forced fumbles in 1988. After 6 fantastic seasons with the Cards, McDonald became one of the biggest signings in the first year of free agency in 1993.
And they go to Craig Hayward. And he fumbles, and it's picked up by Tim McDonald. And McDonald may go all the way. McDonald is going to score. Right. Has the ball picked off. Tim McDonald. Leap intercepted and will score for San Francisco.
The Super Bowl champion was part of many top 10 defenses in San Francisco. McDonald's efforts in the takeaway department helped his teams finish top 5 in that category on 3 occasions between both stops in his career.
Shepard goes in motion to the top of the field. Aikman back to throw. Pressure coming. Throws the far side. It's intercepted. Picked up by McDonald. He's down to the 30, to the 25, the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown Phoenix.
The right one to the left side. Pass picked off. 49ers have it. Tim McDonald down the left sideline. 20, 15, 10. He's doing a Dion.
He had multiple interceptions in 12 different seasons. McDonald's also one of the more accomplished players in this episode, boasting 6 trips to the Pro Bowl. Hopefully, most football fans haven't forgotten about Greg Jennings. He was a top target for Brett Favre during his twilight years in Green Bay.
It is holding by Greg Jennings. The Packers win in overtime. Unbelievable!
And a leading receiver for young Aaron Rodgers as well.
Rodgers going to try the home run ball. Why not? And connects. And into the end zone is Greg Jennings for a touchdown.
His outstanding career at mid-major Western Michigan warranted a second-round draft pick by the Packers in 2006. Green Bay's confidence in him paid off immediately as he was able to make explosive plays from the start.
The throw outside, it's caught, and that will be a first down. Greg Jennings, the Western Michigan product, could go the distance. A blown tackle by Bly, and he will go the distance.
And Rodgers throws off the play fake. Jennings. Around the corner he goes, reaching for the end zone, and Jennings with a touchdown.
From 2007 to 2011, Jennings registered the 4th most receiving touchdowns in the NFL. None were bigger than the ones he scored in Super Bowl 45.
Approaching the 2-minute warning here in Arlington, over the middle. Caught. Touchdown. Greg Jennings. Rodgers looking left, comes to his right. Jennings. Touchdown.
In 2010, Jennings finished with the 4th most receiving yards in the league and tied for 2nd in touchdowns. Alongside Donald Driver and Jordy Nelson, Jennings played a significant role in the top 10 passing attack every year from 2007 to 2012. In a golden age of NFL running backs, let's not forget their backfield partners who paved the way, and Tony Richardson may have been the best of the bunch.
Receiver Holmes in the game, and the sweep comes to Holmes on the pitch. A block by Richardson.
In an era with guys like Lorenzo Neal, Max Strong, and Mike Allstott, Richardson earned 3 Pro Bowl selections in the 2000s.
Boy, that one looked like a mixed play. Now they throw it to Tony Richardson for a touchdown.
Without T-Rich, there may be no Priest Holmes record-setting season in 2003. The fullback cleared the path for Holmes to score 62 rushing touchdowns in a 3-year span.
At the 3. The pitch out to Holmes, a Richardson block on Beckett, and Holmes diving in. Cole Richter is in as a wide receiver. The sweep with the block from Richardson. Priest Holmes will score his league-leading 6th touchdown of the season.
During his tenure, Richardson helped power Kansas City to 7 top 10 finishes as a rushing offense. As a Viking, he was the lead blocker for rookie phenom Adrian Peterson in 2007, a year in which Minnesota finished as the #1 rushing offense in the league. Richardson closed out his career with the Jets, leading the way for Thomas Jones and later LaDainian Tomlinson. The Titans and Oilers have had some fantastic defensive linemen over the years, perhaps none better than Ray Childress, who sits 1st all-time in sacks for the franchise.
Derek Hill in motion. Brister. Pass rush. He is down. Safety.
Childress just beat his man too quickly. What a play by Childress right there.
Childress was a versatile pass rusher who played both inside and outside on the D-line. During his career in Houston, he was an ideal anchor for head coaches Jerry Glanville, Jack Pardee, and Jeff Fisher, all of whom had defensive backgrounds.
Harbaugh, hands off, and look at the play by Ray Childress.
5-time Pro Bowler. He's big and he's bad. And take a look at this initial move.
Childress was a member of numerous Oiler teams that finished top 10 against the run and in takeaways.
O'Donnell unable to find any receivers, stripped from behind by number 76, Jeff Ong, and then Ray Childress, who's in pursuit, comes over and picks it up.
His 1992 All-Pro season was his finest, compiling a career-high 13 sacks at defensive tackle. He may have been overshadowed by Houston's high-powered offense, but over his 11 seasons with the Oilers, Childress made 7 playoff appearances and won 2 division titles.
There on the snap. That is a great play by their All-Pro, Ray Childress.
The former 3rd overall draft pick lived up to his billing, making 5 career Pro Bowls. You probably know Jamal Lewis for his membership to the prestigious 2,000-yard rushing club.
And he will get a few more opportunities. Lewis! Touchdown! This is exciting.
In 2003, Lewis rushed for 2,066 yards, which was at the time the second most ever recorded in a season.
Dual tight end look, and it's Jamal Lewis. Got an opening. I'd say he's going to get his touches. After 1, he has 6. Touchdown, 82 yards.
That season, Lewis was the NFL's Offensive Player of the Year and earned first-team All-Pro honors. He was a hard, downhill runner who didn't lack in the speed department, surprising considering his 5'11", 245-pound frame.
Lewis again. Puts his head down, bounces off someone, breaks free, and goes for the touchdown.
Coach show blitz. Back out of it. And Jamal hit by Freedy, shakes him off, and still on his feet. Jamal Lewis, the big guy with great speed, still driving.
These traits made him the 5th overall pick in the 2000 draft. During his rookie season, he helped power the physical Ravens to a Super Bowl win over the Giants.
Dilford pitch to Lewis. Left side, going for the end zone. Lost the football. No, the official says touchdown.
In 2007, Lewis joined division rival Cleveland and had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons.
This is the ball game for the Browns, and they give it to veteran Lewis. He's down to the 25, the 20, the 15, 10. Lewis will not be denied. Touchdown.
From 2000 to 2009, Lewis racked up the 3rd most rushing yards in the NFL, despite missing an entire season in 2001. The superb power back finished his career in the 10,000-yard rushing club. The 49ers have a rich history of quarterbacks that starts with John Brodie, whose famed number 12 is retired by the franchise. The 3rd overall pick in 1957 played a whopping 17 years in San Francisco, amassing over 31,000 passing yards, which is 2nd in team history. While his Niners teams didn't have a lot of success until the end of his career, Brodie's individual efforts were remarkable.
John Brodie replaces the injured Tittle. Brodie's pass is letter perfect, and McElhenney hauls it in to overcome the Colts, 17-13 in a cardiac finish.
He led the NFL in a few major passing categories numerous times, but no season was more notable than his 1970 MVP campaign. He paced the NFL in passing yards and touchdowns as the Niners finished number 1 in scoring offense. Playing in 3 different decades, Brodie recorded the 3rd most yards in the NFL from 1957 to 1973. Receiver J.T. Smith beat the odds as an undrafted free agent because he had a knack for explosive plays.
A great run by J.T. Smith, just tremendous effort. Broke it up the middle. He was not going to be stopped. You'll never get J.T. Smith on that kind of tackle, and Kansas City has jumped to a 20-0 lead.
Smith made the most of his opportunities during his 2nd season, leading the NFL in punt return yards and touchdowns with the Chiefs.
AFC Pro Bowler for his kick returning duties. He has an opening, 45-40, down the left side of the 30, 35-25. He is inside the 15, 10-5, touchdown. J.T. Smith all the way.
Smith took 2 more to the house in 1980. He earned an All-Pro selection for his efforts as he again paced the league in punt return yardage.
Smith backs up, makes the catch, 25. Now, he makes a head fake to the 30, breaks the tackle, 35, on his feet to the 40. He may go all the way across midfield. J.T. Smith will go all the way, 25-20, 15, 10-5, touchdown, J.T. Smith.
After 6+ years in Kansas City, Smith landed with the Cardinals, where he broke out as a receiver. He recorded his first 1,000-yard season at age 31, hauling in passes from Neil Lomax. Smith played through the 1987 players' strike and ended up with the most catches and receiving yards by season's end. Granted, a few of those big plays came against replacement players.
Over the middle, caught by J.T. Smith. First down, may score. Touchdown!
What a play!
Smith made his first Pro Bowl as a wideout in 1988, the Cards' first season in Arizona. He racked up nearly 1,000 yards again, giving the Cardinals' passing attack a second straight top 10 finish. He retired with over 10,000 career all-purpose yards.
Always looking, finally throwing the ball away. Clark comes across from the other side, makes a leaping catch on Everson Walls.
Everson Walls didn't let the catch stop him from having a great career. In fact, people probably forget he picked off Joe Montana twice in that NFC Championship game.
The pass intended for Wilson, and Everson Walls made the reception to 10. First and 10 from the 35. Montana setting up to throw deep, throws it high, down in the corner. Everson Walls takes it away.
That was his rookie season, by the way, a year in which he was a Pro Bowl corner with a league-high 11 interceptions. Not bad for an undrafted free agent. In fact, Walls led the NFL in picks the following season and again in 1985.
Fake to Montgomery. Jaworski going for a bundle. Everson Walls picked off by Walls.
He compiled 57 total interceptions in his career, which ranks top 15 all time. How is this guy not a Hall of Famer?
30-12. What a good play by Everson Walls. He tipped the ball, caught it.
Everyone thinks that Everson Walls can't run, but you don't very seldom see anyone get behind him.
He averaged 7 picks per season over his first 5 years. He was also named Pro Bowler 4 times during that span. In 1990, he joined the rival Giants for their Super Bowl winning season.
Here comes the blitz again. This time they pick it up, but the pass is picked off by Everson Walls. Touchdown.
Believe it or not, that was his lone career pick 6. Walls wrapped up his 13-year career in Cleveland after receiving mentorship from defensive masterminds Tom Landry, Bill Parcells, and Bill Belichick. Robert Smith's career didn't last long, but when the Pro Bowl running back was at his peak, he was a joy to watch.
On first down, Smith across the 50. He's to the 40-yard line. Robert Smith, one man to beat. It's Cornell Road. Smith into the red zone for the touchdown from 58 yards away.
Smith and Evans in the backfield. Robert Smith squeezes through, bounces it outside, and here he goes. Drakeford is blocked. Smith may go. Touchdown Vikings!
After battling knee injuries early in his career, the former first-round pick didn't get cooking until his last 4 seasons. From 1997 to 2000, Smith accumulated the 6th most rushing yards and 3rd highest yards per carry among NFL running backs.
Robert Smith breaks free. Smith across midfield. Jeremy Lincoln trying to get there and can't knock him out.
Robert Smith, big hole. Smith getting to the corner and has all kinds of room. Smith with a man to beat.
And he gets the carry. And you're not going to catch him if he gets loose. And Robert Smith.
What a move he made on Mark Carrier.
He helped the Vikings offense to 3 straight top 5 finishes from 1998 to 2000. That 98 team was the highest scoring offense ever at the time. Capable of making big plays in the pass game too, Smith averaged close to 1,500 yards from scrimmage per season over his last 4 years.
Swings it out into the flat to Smith. Smith seeking the first down and has it, and he'll have the touchdown. Robert Smith.
In his final campaign, he compiled a career-best 1,521 rushing yards, the second most in the league. Much like Barry Sanders, Patrick Willis, and Calvin Johnson, Smith went out in his prime, retiring at the age of 28. Our next guy is 1/4 of the famed New York Sack Exchange in the 1980s. Mark Gastineau was a premier pass rusher, compiling 107.5 career sacks, unofficially ranking top 50 all time.
Mark Gastineau, chasing Plunkett, ran himself right into the eventual man with the ball.
His partner on that D-line, Joe Klecko, recently made the Hall of Fame, and we say Gastineau deserves a gold jacket of his own. He registered more sacks, first-team All-Pros, and Pro Bowls in fewer years than his teammate. From 1980 to 85, Gastineau racked up 92 sacks unofficially, almost 30 more than the next closest guy.
Rushing the passer is just a lot of determination and a lot of heart. If you've got that, and if you've got the physical attributes, you'll be a good pass rusher.
Only 2 other players have recorded at least 2 20-plus sack seasons, Deacon Jones and J.J. Watt. Gastineau helped power New York to 4 playoff appearances during the 80s. The Jets were a top 10 defensive unit 3 times between 1981 and 1985.
He was going for a second touchdown. Pollard wrapped up by Gastineau.
Bill Kenny drops straight back the pass. Wallace knocked away for, rolls into the end zone. Touchdown, New York Jets. Guess who? Gastineau puts it up in the end zone.
Gastineau is unofficially the Jets' all-time sack leader, and it doesn't look like anyone will catch him soon. Joe Theismann, certainly well remembered for one giant reason.
Flea flicker back to Theismann. Theismann's in a lot of trouble. And it was Lawrence Taylor who slammed Theismann to the ground.
But he was a special player who enjoyed plenty of success in Washington.
As Theismann looks, he's going to try to run himself, and he can do it. Theismann, he might go all the way. Joe Theismann. Theismann takes a look, lofts it for John McDaniel. He's got the football.
Let's see if he can get the protection, and it's there. And there's Ricky Thompson. Thompson to the 20, to the 15. Thompson's in for the touchdown.
It took him a few seasons to become the established starter. Theismann found himself on punt return duties in the mid-70s, but things took off at the right time when head coach Joe Gibbs was hired. He was a bona fide winner, compiling 77 wins as a starter, easily the most in franchise history. Theismann was the unquestioned leader and did everything in his power to take Washington to new heights.
Joe Washington can throw the ball, and he can run with it. It's a block, a beautiful block, and he is over.
No Washington fan will forget the team's first ever Super Bowl season in 1982.
Lob into the end zone. Garrett's there. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
What Theismann did the next year was even better. In 1983, his 3,700-yard, 29 TD performance earned him league MVP honors. He led Washington to a 14-2 regular season and another trip to the Super Bowl.
Great feet. Theismann fakes to Riggins. Now he looks deep. He has Charlie Brown. And Brown turns on the afterburner. Brown, touchdown.
How's this for a what if? If not for his devastating injury, would Theismann have led Washington to a second Lombardi in 1987? Does Doug Williams ever get his Super Bowl moment? Yes, Dallas Clark was a big, burly tight end from Iowa, but he had some of the best hands you'll ever see.
Manning from the shotgun gets good protection, throws far side. Diving catch by Dallas Clark for a first down.
The fake, wide open Cole, what a catch!
First down and 10. Manning slipped, right on the throw, but it's still caught by Dallas Clark out at the 37-yard line.
Dallas Clark adjusts to the bad throw, and they get a big completion out of it.
Clark is part of a long lineage of Iowa tight ends who have succeeded at the NFL level. The first-round pick was one of just 4 tight ends in the league with 500 or more catches from 2003 to 2013.
Throwing corner end zone. Oh, pulled him beautifully by Dallas Clark for the touchdown.
Second and goal, Manning to the back of the end zone. And it's a touchdown to Dallas Clark.
Clark came to Indy at the perfect time. The Colts rattled off 8 straight playoff appearances to start his career, including 7 division titles and 2 trips to the Super Bowl. Clark had perhaps his greatest game in the 2006 AFC Championship, leading Indy over New England.
First time trying to keep the chains moving, and they do. Clark can get up. He was knocked down. Fake throw up the field. Clark wide open at the 50. He's at the 40. Cuts back to the left to the 30. Guy is in there instead of Rhodes, and the pass looking for Clark. The sideline, did he get the feet down? Yes, he did.
From 2007 to 2009, Clark recorded the most TDs among NFL tight ends. He made his first and only Pro Bowl in 2009, hauling in 100 passes for over 1,100 yards. Clark is the Colts' leader in career catches and touchdowns for a tight end. The Raiders have a rich history of cornerbacks. Charles Woodson, Mike Haynes, Lester Hayes, and Willie Brown, to name a few, but don't forget this guy.
Here comes the blitz by Asomugha. It's a loose ball, and
Jackson throws to the end zone. It's intercepted. Asomugha leaping in front.
Nnamdi Asomugha belongs in the conversation too. It took him a while to get settled in, going without an interception throughout his first 3 seasons, but he more than made up for it in 2006.
Go man on man and pulled the fourth. This throw is intercepted by Asomugha. And he's been flirting with it all day, finally comes down.
At the 37, Palmer in the shotgun. Palmer to the sideline, and it's picked off. Asomugha.
Nnamdi put himself on the map that season, tying for 3rd in interceptions and 7th in pass breakups league-wide. He peaked from 2008 to 2010, making 3 straight Pro Bowls and earning 2 All-Pro selections in that stretch.
Delhomme will throw from inside his 5. And going for Steve Smith, and it is picked off by Nnamdi Asomugha.
Palmer back, flushed out by Ellis, intercepted by Nnamdi or caught. Either way, the game's over.
He spearheaded an Oakland defense that ranked in the top 10 against the pass in 5 seasons during his Raiders tenure. Many remember him as a failed free agent signing on the Eagles' 2011 Dream Team, but let's not discount how easily he could lock down receivers in his prime. Transitioning now to a teammate of Asomugha's, the Philly legend Trent Cole.
And Breeze is smacked by Cole.
If he gets the ball in his hands, that's what's most effective. Off the play fake, Trent Cole with his 2nd sack today. 3rd down and 3. Palmer sacked once again for the 5th time today.
His 85.5 sacks are 2nd most in franchise history behind the Minister of Defense. Between 2007 and 2011, Cole finished top 10 in the league in sacks twice. He also nabbed 2 Pro Bowl nods during that stretch after recording a career-high 12.5 sacks in both years.
Favre hit from behind, he lost the football. It's picked up by Javon Curse.
58, Trent Cole gets around Chad Clifton.
They change it. They bring everybody. Can't get away from Trent Cole.
And the ball knocked away. It is a free ball, and the Eagles could get a touchdown, and they do.
Cole's pass rush-led defenses finished top 10 in takeaways numerous times. Consistency was the key to his game. Cole quietly amassed 7 seasons with 8 or more sacks. He made 5 playoff appearances in Philly and won 3 NFC East titles before wrapping up his 12-year career with the Colts. We must give praise to Steve Tasker. Many have lobbied for his Hall of Fame candidacy as a special team savant, but the reality is Tasker was multi-talented.
He's across the 35 and the 40. Al Edwards is gone. They'll not catch him inside the 30 and the 20. 91 yards to the end zone.
Watch the block by Steve Tasker coming in. 89. Boom, right there. That's the last man that could get Edwards.
7 minutes left in regulation.
Taking down, Kelly goes to the corner on a deep fade pattern, and it's there for a touchdown.
He recorded 7 Pro Bowl seasons, including 6 straight from 1990 to 1995. Only Matthew Slater compiled more Pro Bowl selections as a special teamer. Tasker's importance to the Bills during their 90s heyday should not be understated. He did all the dirty work for a franchise that made 8 playoff appearances during his tenure, including 6 AFC East titles.
Tasker, touchdown. One thing about this Buffalo team, you got to tackle them the first time. Now watch Tasker, 89. Boom! 2nd week in a row, he got one.
Of course, Tasker's teams are most famous for making 4 straight Super Bowls without winning any of them, but don't let that distract you from his legacy in Buffalo. How many 9th-round picks go on to play 13 years in the NFL? Now that Randy Gradishar is a Hall of Famer, could the man who replaced him on the Broncos defense be next? Denver seamlessly transitioned from one All-Pro to another when they drafted Karl Mecklenburg in the 12th round of the 1983 draft.
Back to off. Caught behind the line by Mecklenburg. 3rd and goal. And Ryan gets sacked back at the 8.
Mecklenburg came into the league with quarterback John Elway, and together they helped Denver out of the gutter. The Broncos made 7 playoff appearances, winning 5 division titles during Mecklenburg's tenure, not to mention 3 Super Bowls in 4 years between '86 and '89.
Intercepted by Mecklenburg at the 26.
Mecklenburg powered the Denver defense to 3 seasons as a top 10 unit. His 13 sacks in 1985 earned Mecklenburg his first of 3 first-team All-Pro appearances.
Well, that's the best way to get him down. 2nd and 2, and Anderson is stopped at the line of scrimmage, and that's Mecklenburg, number 77.
Down he goes, and listen to this crowd as Mecklenburg, the veteran, has the sack.
He's one of only a handful of players with 5 seasons of 100 tackles and 5 sacks. Mecklenburg's 79 sacks rank 3rd all-time in franchise history. Michael the Burner Turner began his career as LaDainian Tomlinson's backup with the Chargers, but it didn't take long for him to show his potential as a feature back.
Where the incomplete pass plays and Cole. No, he stays on the ground to Turner, and Turner breaks into the clear. 35-40, 45. He's into Colts territory at the 30. Chased by Jason David. It's a touchdown for San Diego.
He helped San Diego win 3 AFC West titles and was part of a top 10 rushing attack in all 4 of his seasons there. Atlanta took notice and signed him in 2008. There, Turner truly flourished and is arguably the greatest free agent signing in Falcons history.
You're wide out from Kansas, spent last year on IR with a knee injury. Turner sheds 1 tackle, and Michael Turner breaking to the 2nd level and beyond.
First and goal from just outside the 7. This is Turner, and Michael Turner is in for the touchdown.
In 5 years with Atlanta, he accumulated the 4th most carries, 3rd most yards, and scored the 2nd most rushing touchdowns in the league. His first season with the Falcons was his best, topping the league in carries to go with 1,700 yards from scrimmage and 17 touchdowns.
With Turner back in the backfield, he's the ball carrier. Skirts around a hole, has a first down and more across midfield. There goes the burner. LT, I can do it by myself.
For the Saints, coach. And the running play to Turner. And Turner, very big, bust one.
Turner was named first-team All-Pro and even tied for 2nd in MVP voting that season. In 2010, he again paced the league in rush attempts. From 2008 to 2012, only Adrian Peterson had more total rushing scores. Atlanta won 2 division titles and made 4 total playoff appearances, including an NFC Championship berth in Turner's final season. He's the franchise's all-time leader in rushing touchdowns and yards per game. It's easy to get lost in the shuffle when you have the likes of Mean Joe, Lambert, Ham, and Blunt, but L.C. Greenwood was every bit as essential to those steel curtain defenses of the 1970s.
Greenwood is a lean and limber all-pro, using nimbleness to weave his web.
Greenwood helped turn around one of the league's worst teams, sparking a run of dominance that included 7 division titles and 4 Lombardi trophies during his 13-year career. He made 6 Pro Bowls in a 7-year span from 1973 to 1979.
He has some time. Now he's sacked by Greenwood at the 41.
The 10th round pick helped power a defense that finished top 10 in 8 straight seasons. He was named All-Pro in 74 and 75, finishing as a Super Bowl champ in each campaign. Greenwood's 78 unofficial sacks ranks 4th in franchise history. Okay, try to wrap your head around this one. During the 90s and early 2000s, fullback Larry Centers compiled 4,000 more receiving yards than rushing yards.
With protection, Centers makes his 94th catch. And what a great hurdle move! That's the best, including anything we've ever seen by Ronaldo Nehemiah.
He has more career catches than Steve Largent, Michael Irvin, and Calvin Johnson. Centers was automatic in the passing game, recording 10 straight seasons with 50-plus catches. This is a fullback, mind you.
On 2nd down, Mike Buck with play action gets a good block on Gavea. Fires it deep, and it's caught by Larry Centers. 6 consecutive completions make it 7 in a row for Johnson as Centers takes it in for the touchdown.
Caught by Centers, he'll dive in for a touchdown.
In 1995, Centers became the first running back in NFL history with 100 catches in a single season. That record stood for almost 20 years until Matt Forte broke it in 2014. Centers went to back-to-back Pro Bowls in 95 and 96, catching 200 total passes in that span.
Play action. Buck across the middle. Holmes the 5. Larry centers.
Has time. Gets it out to Larry Centers. And Centers still on his feet. Larry Centers.
Ram, quick pass. Has Centers on a move. And Larry Centers strolls in for a touchdown.
He played with 4 teams over his 14 seasons and once owned a 143-game reception streak, which was the second longest in NFL history among running backs behind only Marshall Faulk. Centers won a Super Bowl in his final season at age 35 with the Patriots. No running back has more career catches. His 827 were the 7th most in NFL history when he left the game. A forgotten legend of the 70s, linebacker Isaiah Robertson was downright dominant for those great Rams teams.
It's Robertson, and on the first play from the line of scrimmage in the second half, he comes up with his 3rd pick of the year.
The 1971 Defensive Rookie of the Year is Hall of Fame worthy with 6 Pro Bowl appearances and 2 first-team All-Pros to his name. Robertson played alongside legends like Merlin Olsen, Deacon Jones, Jack Youngblood, Hacksaw Reynolds. Together, this Rams defense finished top 5 every year from 1973 to 1978.
Gonna throw it again right now. They blitz him, and they're still chasing it. I don't want it way back there. Fumble! Rams pick it off in midair. Isaiah Robertson has a Los Angeles touchdown.
That stretch included 6 straight division titles and 4 trips to the NFC Championship game. After a dominant run in LA, Robertson followed his old Rams coach Chuck Knox to Buffalo in '79, where he started every single game until his retirement. Robertson helped lead the Bills' defensive unit to a top 10 finish in 3 out of his 4 seasons there. Buffalo made back-to-back playoff appearances in '80 and '81, including winning their first division title since the mid-'60s.
You're out there, you've got to be animated to make your points, and it looks like you're arguing sometimes when you're not. Right off the 3rd and 5, a beautiful catch by Galloway. Joey Galloway going all the way. What a catch.
Joey Galloway was known for 2 things, his speed and longevity. Legend has it the former Ohio State Buckeye ran a 4.18 40-yard dash before the '95 draft. While we can't officially confirm, Galloway maintained his lightning speed for 16 NFL seasons, retiring just before he turned 40. He served as a lethal punt returner and had a ton of success early on in his career.
11-yard line. Not there, not there. Whoops, something there. Need a block. Got one. Cuts back. 20-yard line. 30-yard line. Down the sideline. He's gone. There it is. Big play, Galloway.
He was a highlight machine with the Seahawks, where he spent his first 5 seasons. In Seattle, he scored 41 total touchdowns from 1995 to 1998, the 2nd most by any receiver in that span.
It's caught by Galloway, and he's got open space. They will not catch this guy. Touchdown, Seattle.
2nd down. Here's Meyer, and now they're going to go to Galloway. He comes back, and what a catch by Galloway for a touchdown!
Galloway had 1,000 yards from scrimmage in his first 4 seasons before heading to Dallas in 2000. He didn't have the same kind of success with the Cowboys, but he did lead the league in yards per catch in 2003.
Way down for Galloway. He's got it. Touchdown.
Good fake, a seductive move by Carter. Winds up and to the end zone.
Next came a stint in Tampa Bay where Galloway rediscovered himself, posting 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons from 2005 to 2007.
To the end zone. Touchdown, Galloway.
Sims dropping to throw, gets the pass away, caught by Galloway on the 30. Galloway to the 35 to the 40. Galloway to the 50-yard line. Galloway to the sideline. Down the sideline. Keeps his balance. 30, 20, 50, 10, 5. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Joey Galloway goes coast to coast.
He scored 83 total touchdowns and racked up almost 13,000 all-purpose yards in a fantastic career. How does an undrafted Division III linebacker become the 2nd leading tackler in NFL history? Well, London Fletcher can tell you how.
And the handoff and a safety. And it's a 2-point lead for the Rams as London Fletcher.
In just his 2nd season, Fletcher earned the starting middle linebacker role with the Rams and guided their defense to a Super Bowl win.
settle down on the sideline and catch his breath a little bit.
2nd and 7, and Eddie George gets taken down by London Fletcher.
The 99 Rams defense was a top 10 unit and ranked first against the run. They repeated their success again in 01 before Fletcher left for Buffalo in 2002. He helped transform a struggling Bills defense into a top 10 unit in back-to-back seasons in 2003 and 2004.
Here's Farad. Sacked in the end zone. It's a safety, and the Bills extend to a 23-3 lead.
Looking for the quick one. Intercepted. London Fletcher Baker will score.
That's Benjamin Watson and Graham, and look at this. The ball is loose right away, and it's picked up by the Bills on the opening snap. London Fletcher recovers.
Fletcher then took his talents to Washington, where he spent most of his career. He aged like a fine wine, earning his first Pro Bowl selection at 34. It took 12 years for voters to give him the credit he deserved, and he went on to make 4 straight Pro Bowls through his late 30s.
Warner. Intercepted by London Fletcher. He's heading for the corner of the end zone. He is in. Touchdown!
Fletcher is one of only 2 players in NFL history to record over 300 tackles with 3 different teams. We honor him and the rest of this great collection of forgotten legends.